What's going on, drivers? Do I make money in the oil field? We're going to talk about that right here in this video. But before we get to that, if you're new here, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this video out. I appreciate it. It helps me out, helps the video out, and that goes a long way. All right, first, what do I do in the oil field? I haul chemicals. I haul chemical tankers, I haul ISOs, Dana tanks, smooth bore, silver bullets. I mean, that's what I do. Some of it's hazardous, some of it's non-haz. We probably haul about an equal amount of both. Some weeks we haul a little bit more hazardous than we do non-haz, but you do have to have a tanker, you have to have your hazmat here, and I use both of them here. All right, most of our work's in South Texas and West Texas. Every once in a while there's a load to New Mexico or up to Utah, but for the most part it's South Texas or West Texas. You know, it's a job that requires a little bit of physical labor, because you do have to unload, you got to stretch out hoses, you got to climb the tanks, put your airlines on, you got to climb the tanks to check on it. You know, we do have some loads that are dropping hooks on both ends. Just depends on what we're doing here that week. We run this stuff called FR. It's real nasty and it's dingy. You might have seen some of the shorts I've made on it and stuff like that. But FR, by the way, is not hazardous at all. The biggest benefit to this job, though, is the home time, because there's a little more home time that comes with it, you know. But let's get into the money. All right, I've been here 4 months, and in the last 4 months I have grossed $26,690.05. That's a gross of $6,672.51 per month. Now when you look at those numbers, you realize I got to be here for another reason, because it ain't for the money. It is dang sure not for the money. When I was at Poly Trucking, my gross was nearly 10 grand a month. Same thing over at Creek Carriers. It was usually between ten or $11,000 a month. You know, somewhere right in there for most of my months. Here it's quite a bit less, as you can see, $6,672.51. I'm running between probably $3,000 to $4,000 a month less than I did OTR. But like I said, comes with the benefit of more home time. If I was making this kind of money and not getting home time, it would not be worth it at all. Nowhere near worth it. I hate to say good money or bad money, because good money to everybody's different. Bad money to everybody's different. You know, I might call $6,000 a month bad money, where another driver calls that good money. Depends on you, your situation, and your bills, right? So now let's get into some further numbers. I took home $4,455.23 a month, okay, per month. That's what I took home. That's after child support and taxes. If you add my child support back into it, I would have made $5,147.32 per month. That's after taxes, with my child support added back into it. Okay, not horrible, but not great. I mean, I got a friend of mine that cleans houses, and she does $5,000 a month cleaning houses. So, I mean, it's not like that's not jump out of your seat money. I know a lot of people think that in the oil field we make all this dough, and some people do. It depends on what you do and who you're working for the most part. You know, this job here, it should pay more than what it does, because it's got some physical labor involved in it, but it doesn't pay what you would think it pays, right? I dang sure thought there was more money involved in it, but I was wrong. I was a little bit misguided there, right? I mean, in all reality, if a person wanted to, like Alamo Concrete, I think they're paying 23 to 25, depending on your experience or something like that, right down the road from where I'm at, you know, and be home daily and off on Sundays and some Saturdays, and probably make the same money I'm making right now. Could go over to Chalk Mountain, probably make the same money I'm making right now, and never get out of your truck. You just drive in circles all night, you know. So I mean, it just kind of depends on what it is you want to do, what you're into, right? I do like what I do most of the time. We do have some loads here that I absolutely can't stand. I do like the people that I work with. That's one of the reasons I stay. I like the owner of the company. That's another reason that I stay. The dispatcher here is all right. You know, that's another reason I stay. Like I said, you can get home a lot more than any trucking job I've ever had, other than local. You know, now if I was making this kind of money and I was in West Texas all the time, never coming home, nah, I wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't do that for a month. I mean, that's just to be honest with you. One of the reasons that I stay is hoping that the money will pick up, because I make a percentage. I make a percentage of what the load is. So I'm hoping that after the first year, things increase and things come up and it gets a little bit better, you know, because they were making really good money here a year ago or a year and a half ago, but it's fallen quite a bit. It's not paying anywhere near what it was. I mean, you can go drive a garbage truck for Waste Management and make what I make. So if you're out there over the road and you're thinking you're just going to take off running and go jump in the oil field and make a whole bunch of money money, there's a whole lot of factors involved in that. Because just like over the road, it's going to depend on what company you're working for. It's going to depend on what kind of freight they have, what that freight's paying if you're working percentage, whether they're a good company, a legitimate company. I wouldn't call this a bad company. It's just the money's just not there right now. It's just not, so, which is kind of awkward because traditionally, and I'm not a Democrat, so don't nobody take this. I'm for sure Republican, so don't take this the wrong way. But historically and traditionally, oil field money is better when a Democrat's in office than it is when a Republican's in office. I already heard a bunch of y'all right now just say bullshit. Hold on, let me explain. There's a reason. When Republicans are in office, they normally open it up. Drill, baby, drill. That's the saying when a Republican's in office. It drives the price down. I mean, y'all saw when Trump was in office how low the price got at the pump. When it drives the price down, that oil companies here stop drilling. They back off of it because it's not worth it. There's not enough money in it. OPEC opens up, they start flooding the market. So drilling companies stop, oil field work slows down. Now, when a Democrat's in office, they're against drilling, so it's a little harder to find places to drill. It's got its downside. They move more to private property and different things like that. There's a whole nother video on how that works. But it drives the price up. The things that the Democrats do drive the price upward, and that upward movement creates more work and more money in the oil field. By them being against oil, it actually benefits oil, if that makes sense. That's why. Now, again, I'm not a Democrat. Now, what's going to happen this next November is going to have a lot to do with what happens in the oil field. I honestly think that if a Republican's elected, it's probably going to benefit us more than if a Democrat's elected, because the Democrats that are running in the next election are more what I would call a socialist Democrat than a traditional Democrat. They're a little bit different. They're far extreme left. We don't need anybody extreme left or extreme right. We really need somebody right down the middle of the road, more of a moderate, but I don't know if we're going to get one. Both of the candidates that are out there and pushing right now are both extreme one way or the other. So we'll see what happens in November. I'm trying to hang on, see if things get better, see if the freight rates pick up, see what happens. Obviously, if freight rates pick up, they're going to pick up on the road before they pick up here in the oil field. So we do keep an eye on what the rates are out there on the road, or I do at least, because it's a ripple effect, So that's what I got. Now, I know some guys in the oil field are banging it, dude. They're still doing $100,000 a year, $120,000 a year. It depends on what you're doing. There's a lot of different jobs in the oil field. I'm just giving the numbers from right here, where I'm at, where I work at, and what I'm doing. If you think it's all great, it is not. It is not all that great. Like, if I could pick up a second job, I probably would, but I'm on call, so I can't do that. But I need a second job. I need a second and third, to be honest with you. I'm kind of hoping I get evaluated for child support, because my child support will go down, because when it was set, I was making quite a bit more money than what I'm making right now. I went from $100,000 a year down to probably $75,000, $80,000 a year. So I took quite a bit of a pay cut there. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well, taking care, staying safe, staying out of trouble. And I appreciate all of y'all that stopped by and watched the video. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're in the oil field, let me know what kind of money you're making. If you're out over the road, let me know what kind of money you're making. Let me know what y'all think is going to happen in this next election, and how much of a bearing you think that's going to have on us here in freight, period, be it oil field or over the road. I am very interested in the thoughts y'all have out there. I appreciate y'all. Take care, stay safe, and keep trucking.